Welcome to the American Med Spa Association podcast, Medical Spa Insider. In this member spotlight edition, AmSpa membership engagement and advocacy specialist Michaela Bailey is speaking with Vicki Senyk, APRN, AGNP-C, LE, and owner of Aesthetics Temple.
Hi guys, it's Michaela with Membership, and we are back with our Membership Spotlight series. And who do we have on the podcast today?
Hey, Michaela, welcome. We're at Aesthetics Temple in Northbrook, and I'm Vicki Senyk. I'm an adult geriatric nurse practitioner that specializes in functional wellness and aesthetics injectables.
And Vicki's kind of a VIP because she treats a couple of us girls here at AmSpa so that we can look as good as all you beautiful ladies in the industry. So thank you for that, Diva.
Well, you guys are my VIPs, so it's a pleasure to keep you guys looking already beautiful, enhanced, and refreshed, and get you a little oasis because you work so hard doing everything for all of us in the industry. So our goal is to always have you guys come out and be pampered and enhanced when you're here.
And she also has us cracking up all the time too. So being that this is the membership podcast, how long have you been a member?
So since I opened in 2021 Aesthetics Temple and founded it, I joined and I put the stamp on my door. So from the day that we opened, we've been with you guys, and I thought it was super important to stand out from everybody else with your support. From the beginning, I took my first IV online class with Dr. Weiner.
Wow.
This was like before COVID, and ever since then, it's been a journey with AmSpa.
And what made you decide that you needed to join membership with AmSpa?
Well, actually, even before joining, I was a student at the New Age Spa. So I've been a nurse now for 15 years. 8 of the years I've just done aesthetics and functional wellness now. But as a student, I was a volunteer at the America's Beauty Show in Rosemont. And actually, the speaker was Alex.
How about that?
And it was the first time I had ever heard a talk on compliance, and really it caught my eye because as a provider, I was a nurse first, going back to aesthetic school to make sure the patients that I did touch, they had credibility, and that I was coming from a space of, not snake oil, but really taking care of the person, but at a different level. And I went online, and it was a resource that I could access at any time at home, and it was kind of like my partner to grow.
That's sick. And so you've been to a couple of AmSpa events with us, am I right?
Yes, I do. I do love to join your guys' conferences. It's a way to always up my game. I think that's what sets me apart with our elite services that we offer here. And having the education is top notch with AmSpa. This is you guys are setting the standards, and that's why we keep coming back for more.
And so tell me which events that you've been to, and then which one was your favorite of all the events that you've been to?
Okay, so I'm going to start out with everybody needs to go or has to check out AIA, the boot camp portion, and also the injector portion with Dr. Senyk, and that was it was life-changing. I mean, you come down, we were at the Hyatt in Miami, and it was transformed with 25 cadaver heads. And we had this one-on-one training for 3 days, and I came back with a changed game with injectables. So, and that's the number one thing is safety that I came back with. So that I've been to the boot camp, and every time, you feel like you're getting stagnant, I believe every 18 months we have to reinvent ourselves.
Totally.
So saving up, budgeting, as a one-man band here to go to these conferences, they've been an investment that, have gotten me to where I'm at now.
Gorgeous. And so being that this is the membership spotlight, when is the most recent time? Sorry, I forgot how words work. When's the most recent time you felt like a rock star?
I think there's been quite a few times lately coming up. We're just finally 100% focused. I've been in NP school, finished that now. And we've gotten a lot of chances to get into the community, Specifically, last week we did a career fair at my son's school,
That's too fun.
and we partnered with CeraVe and La Roche-Posay, and we were able to impact so many kids. I didn't realize from 5th through 8th grade, we passed out, I think, 300 goodie bags full of cleansers, SPFs, and
Hmm.
we got to teach them a skincare routine. And one of the biggest surprises were like, these little boys are like, is that for me too? And being able to get out in the community and do sun safety and also teaching new adolescent kids like acne is a real thing
Yeah.
and that there are healthcare professionals and resources that your parents can assist you to look and feel your best, not just as an adult, but starting as a child.
Yeah. And definitely like now all the kids are like really getting into the skincare more so than in the past because, TikTok and social media. So it's nice that you're there to like show them how to do it correctly for their age because, they're always talking about the Sephora kids like running around wanting retinol. And it's like, babe, you're 9 years old. Like,
Sure, and in California, they're actually trying to pass a law to mandate that with the kids. So in our talk, we got to talk about like, hey, TikTok trends versus what you need. So we
yeah.
felt like superstars because we got to actually impact people.
Yeah.
And I think when you get that celebrity status, the most important part is remembering where you came from and give back.
Yeah. And you've done like the little kid parties before, right?
Oh, we do. So on Saturdays, that's kind of a fun thing. We have like you can host a teen facial or even
So cute.
preteen. So we've taught them to get little certificates, first time facials, and then we go over a plan of care so that they're not using the retinols, that, they're growing up in a healthy, safe way.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, so next we're going to talk a little bit about your journey. So, my favorite thing about Vicky is she just has a make it happen mindset. Like, ever since she started, she just grinds and she makes it happen. She's like, how can I get more clients in the door? How can I improve my education? And so I want to know what kind of motivates this mindset that you have.
I think it starts from just who you are as a person. No one can put that drive in you.
Hmm.
When I was in grade school, I played basketball and I would always get followed out and they would call me the Mack truck. And I think as a kid, that was one of my weaknesses. Where now, as a business entrepreneur, it's like instead of following out and being the Mack truck running too fast on my own, I've learned to pivot
Hmm.
and pivot in different ways with, getting better education, with building relationships. And if you're on your own starting out, finances are a huge thing. So
Yeah.
being creative and using your networking has to happen every day because at the end of the day, the rent is always due. You have to order more products and they're very expensive. So I think part of that is also your personal integrity.
Hmm.
And we see places popping up all over the place that want to take shortcuts, that want to like get rich fast. But, you can go on your own fast, but you can consistently, with a good team, impact a lot of lives. And I think that's, I tell myself sometimes face down, in the bed, I can do this. I'm going to, wake up and I got this. And it has to be a mentality,
Yeah.
a personal choice.
And so with that business side, obviously are very much you're very versed in your patient care and safety. How do you balance that with the business side of running your own practice?
So I think we are number one patient safety centered.
Hmm.
And I think if you keep that as your mindset, everything else follows. There's no balancing safety. Safety comes first and then everything comes next. And we're doing that comprehensive patient care approach because everyone's different.
Hmm.
So just because I'm good at threads or filler or whatever, and you sit down and you're a woman in your mid 20s, you might not need that.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be the safe, right, ethical choice for you. And so I think number one, seeing the person for who they are and not dollar signs, because, the longevity that we're building with our clients, they become almost like family. And so
Hmm.
that's our goal. We want people here in Northbrook at Aesthetics Temple to feel like their family.
And so you spoke earlier about how you've used your networking and your community connections. What are some examples of ways you've used that to bring patients in the door here at Aesthetics Temple?
Well, I think always connecting to something bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
This past year, and this is a 1 year anniversary, we hosted our first annual fundraiser, and it went to benefit women in the Constant Morris house that have experienced domestic violence.
Wow.
And we partnered with so many local people in our communities that donated, and we did a silent auction and products that we were able to donate to this center that houses women and children that need a safe place to
Wow.
stay. Um, I myself came through a divorce and had to relocate. So, really, this is my home. And I want this to be a safe haven for women and men, even anyone that comes here in general, that they can let their guard down, be themselves. And we also like to offer a lot of promotions with our supporters like Revance, like RHA. I've met clients where they are going through a divorce or
Mm-hmm.
something very horrible and they can't necessarily afford a treatment. Some of the best things I've been able to do with my business is give somebody their confidence back and not charge them.
That's sick. That's actually so baller. Getting all my questions.
No.
So every business owner faces challenges. What's been the biggest hurdle so far? And what are some ways that you've overcome some of those challenges being a business
I think when I first started, I had an expectation of starting this business with a partner.
owner? Mm-hmm.
And after about a year of being in business, it worked out that we had to go our separate ways. So that was probably one of the biggest challenges because I was in the middle of my divorce. I was in the middle of NP school,
Mm-hmm.
and this was it. And I could so easily have just given up and gotten a job working at the hospital or, whatever I was doing before. But I just didn't see that happening or giving up. And that's part of that mindset
Mm-hmm.
where I had to pivot. I had to make sacrifices. So having a support system and AmSpa around me are, all the
Yeah.
kind of tools that I use to continue thriving.
Yeah.
And I think giving back, even when you feel you have nothing to give, it's something about that pay it forward mentality that gets you through those hard moments.
And I feel like I sense that too. Like even when I'm just like here kicking it with you, or like you're like giving me a facial or something, you're just like, all right, what's going on with you? What's new? What's happening? So it's kind of like the treatment and like you kind of like pouring into your clients. It kind of creates this. I don't want to say the patient journey, but it just like gives you such a tailored experience that like, I've been in beauty for since I was 21, so almost 10 years now. Been to all sorts of salons, spas, and I've just like never experienced like an experience like that.
You
So I
feel the
can,
love.
yeah, you definitely feel the love. Like I think like the first facial you gave me, you like clapped lavender over my face, like you're
Yeah.
doing amazing, and you're working through everything you're going through, and you're gonna be this great girl. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, I needed this. So that was sick.
Well, we really build those partnerships with our patients
Hmm.
because if you don't have it centered around care and who they are, like it's a part of healing too.
Hmm.
Um, So I'm so happy that's how you felt. And we do that at the beginning of our facials. We say, let's take a moment, decide to be calm, cleanse our thoughts, let go of the day,
Yeah.
be mindful of your breathing, your relaxation, and being present in the moment of peace. Because we come in here and our minds are spinning a million different ways. And here there's no room for cattiness.
Yeah.
And we're just here to support one another.
Nice. So the next part of this podcast is called Talk and Shop. We're gonna get down, dirty, and nitty gritty about aesthetics, and you can throw anything back at me. It's a conversation.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Number one, what is what aesthetic treatments have you had done?
Well, I am on a routine.
Okay.
Okay, so I think facials are super important. People might automatically go to injectables, but I think if you're having a full plan of care, the skincare and facials keep you in that every 3 or 4 month gap of getting the tox, of getting
Yeah.
the filler. So I'm always like every 4 to 8 weeks doing some kind of enzyme peel or dermaplan, and then using great skincare at home. And that's something as a Pearl and a business owner is you want to remind your client they're going home and doing skincare 700 to 800 times in a year. And they're only
Yeah.
seeing us maybe 3 or 4 times a year. Maybe if we see them more, because here we do tinting and waxing, it could be 12, 20, 50 times a year. But if they're wanting to see an impact, so I think good skincare is what I'm doing. I do Daxi,
Mhm.
my favorite neuromodulator.
Me
You know
too.
that.
Me too, girl.
I'm due. I haven't had any filler for 2 years, so I'm gonna go to Beverly Botox, and my girl's gonna snatch me on Monday. You know, so it's fun in Chicago. We have to have friends we can call on,
Yeah.
and maybe some laser removal for my tattoo.
Ooh, where's the tattoo at?
I have a tramp stamp. I don't know if you want to play that.
You know, the kids are like getting the tramp stamps again. Like there's this girl at my job. She's like 20, my bar job. She's 21, 22.
Uh-huh.
And she has this, she's pale as a ghost and has this like jet black tramp stamp.
Well, sounds
Yeah.
about right. When I was 20, I remember seeing it on someone and walking into a tattoo place in Mexico and was like, put that on me.
No, I love that. And now we're getting rid of it.
Yeah, so if you need some laser hair removal or tattoo removals, yeah. So I mean, what else do you want to know? I mean, I've done PRP, microneedling. One of the best things that has really transformed my skin when I'm not getting any tox or fillers is a mesotherapy.
Okay.
So we've partnered with Toscani. It's a company out of Barcelona in Spain,
Okay.
where they are using these organic vitamins and peptides and even the salmon DNA,
You can call it what you want to
the
call it.
salmon sperm. And so we're just seeing a different trend in aesthetics, which is more regenerative.
Yeah.
So I've done
feel
it.
that.
I've done it all.
What's your favorite skincare brand?
My favorite skincare, I would still have to always say, is Obagi.
I know you put me on, girl.
I mean, I know I preach it and it just works.
Yeah.
You know, you can have a very aggressive treatment like Zeo, but I really believe in restoring that lipid barrier.
Mhm.
And that's what, again, after a microneedling, you need to have good products in there that are stabilized, aren't going to be irritating, don't have a lot of fragrances in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're fun to work with. They support our business as well.
Beautiful. And what does your skincare routine look like right now?
So I'm like a pink person. So I'm always combating the pink. And right now we're in Chicago. So
Yeah.
it's like that forced air beef jerky dryness.
Oh, I cry every time I go outside, like tears streaming down my face. Yeah.
So it's all about hydration right now.
Mhm.
And Hydrolux is definitely slathered all over my face. I think that's. And the serum, that's my favorite, are the Hydro Drops that
Yeah.
you yourself can attest to.
So good. It has
It's
me
the
smelling
the
like
round caviar balls, you know. They burst at right the moment.
Wait, what was the movie quote you said earlier?
On Overboard, caviar should be round and hard and smooth and burst in your mouth at precisely the right moment. And so they have hibiscus oil and absinthium. So when they are actually pressed, the active ingredients released, and then it has a 12-hour releasing formula that hydrates you. So they are really cool.
Yeah, especially a day after being hungover with the ice balls. That's going to do it for me.
There you go.
It's going to cure me.
There you go.
Okay, so you're on a deserted island, right? You
Mhm.
only get to bring one skincare item outside of SPF. You can bring SPF and then one other item. What are you bringing?
Mascara.
No other skincare?
Why should I change it?
No, if that's your jam. I don't have lashes, so mascara doesn't do anything for me. That's why I wear fake lashes all the time.
Okay. Well, I can't wear fake lashes. Like, this is a special occasion because I knew you're coming. I love mascara because I have just like tiny eyes, so it just feels it brightens me up. But if
Yeah.
I had to bring one skincare thing, it would be the Elastoderm serum
Okay.
because it's hydrating
Actually, I would agree.
and it's collagen and elastin building,
Mhm.
and I just like feel like I'm slayed after I put it on.
What is your favorite treatment to get done?
To get done or to give?
Oh, we're gonna do the give right after you tell me what you like to get done. So you're moving ahead of me, girl.
Literally any facial from Sylvie.
Oh yeah.
Because again, we could burn your face off with a laser. We can microneedle you. We could torture you. But it's like, what do I actually look forward to? And that's, my favorite. So it'd be a facial or even the mesotherapy. There's no downtime, and I just feel hydrated and more confident.
And that's you like to give and to get?
So my favorite to give
Yeah.
is very individualized, because the best part of the giving the treatment
Mm-hmm.
is when you get to give the mirror to the patient and you see their results. So
Yeah.
my favorite is like when we're doing the before photos and the person can't even crack a smile. They're looking down. And afterwards, the after picture, like they're tearing. They're smiling
Aw.
so hard they can't stop smiling. So those are my favorite treatments to give.
Okay.
Or like, again, if somebody, like I had a woman came in the other day, her husband committed suicide
Oh my gosh.
a year ago, and it was that anniversary.
Yeah.
So like we were able to do something for her, and like she'll never forget that.
Wow. Moving on to, just say moving on, that sounds so bitchy. You might have to cut that part out. So as I know you're the heart and the soul of the practice, what do you like to do when you're not in the practice? You like to do for fun.
What do I like to? I like to be on the water.
Okay.
I'm kind of like a mermaid. And I'm a spa baby.
You and
I'm
Karen and Marin.
Yeah, and we're like a spa babies. We like to hit up King Sauna.
Yeah. I've yet to go. I want to go so bad.
We're going.
Okay.
I mean, it's that self-care that allows us to also bring back, different ideas here. And I would say being on a boat too.
Yeah. Oh, I love being on a boat. Summertime shy.
There we go.
Yeah. What providers are you following on Instagram, or like who are your favorite providers that I guess you're like really into right now?
I think I have taken a little step back from following so many different people, and I really am focusing on who I can partner with within our community, because everyone has their niches,
Yeah.
So I'll give a shout out to my people at Vesper Aesthetics down in Boys Town, Stacy and Juan Carlos, Nurse Ronnie B. She's the laser queen here in
she's
Chicago.
awesome. Yeah.
Ashley B, she's, doing her thing in Hinsdale, and both Fade Away, Darcy, and Morgan Beverly Botox. These are our community here in Chicago. And I would say further out in Philly, we're going to give a shout out to my girl, Latasha Walker.
Oh, she's the goat,
Lamone,
man.
And Ashtetics, actually.
Oh,
as
I
well.
love her in KC. She's the goat. She's awesome.
And these are just, again, real people.
Yeah.
Real moms, people that care about their who they are, and you meet them and they don't show up as someone they're not. And I've met so many people that I did idolize and admire, and I'm like, I want to be me.
Yeah. I was just talking to we just had Danielle Ayasu on the podcast.
Yes.
In Park Ridge, and she was kind of we were kind of saying the same thing, like the Chicago injector like community. It's like just so dope, because it's, even though it's a big city, it feels like so small. Like, like if you're in like a Dallas or an LA or like Houston, like there's just so many people. But here it's like everybody just kind of looks out for each other. Everyone like takes care of each other. And she made a point. She was like, yeah, there's like competition, obviously, like, but also it's like everyone in the Chicago injector community cares so much about patient safety that it's really a community over competition situation.
Well, it is. And I think that's so important as actual healthcare providers to have that community, because there are a lot of other shady people out there that aren't providers that are doing that. So again, being able to know this is what I do best and I'm staying in my lane. So if I know somebody needs, under eye work, that I can call on Dr. Tresley, I can call on Dr. Paul Phelps and send a patient there and say, and guess what? Those patients still come back and see me for their facials and their other care, and being able to have friends in other places is essential.
Yeah.
Because the patient's best outcome and safety is the most important thing.
So we're winding down. My last question in this section,
Sure.
seeing as Sylvie's your only, the only employee you have. Is there anything she makes fun of you about in the practice? Is there anything you're like known for?
I think when Sylvie would talk about me, she loves when I give the aftercare instruction to the patients that we're always laughing, and she helps me stay organized a
Yeah.
little bit. So I don't know how funny that is. It's more annoying.
What's the aftercare? What do you say in the aftercare?
Well,
That's so
with the
funny.
lip filler, we had no blowjobs for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Don't use a straw, no vaping, all of that. We're in an environment that we're used to it. And some people, when they're coming to med spa, they're
Yeah.
not used to all of the stuff. So we try to
Yeah.
keep it light here,
Mhm.
and no one needs to feel awkward. So we have fun. We eat a lot of chocolate.
Yeah. You always have snacks in here.
We do.
There's always a spread back here.
That's our love language. But now the trizepatide has really helped us out with that.
Slowing down, if you will.
Correct.
Okay, so the last 3 questions in the podcast, they're my favorite 3 questions. They're things I'm really into, so I like to know them about my guests. First question is, what is your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, that's because you got the nice hair.
And aren't you going to ask me my rising moon?
Sure, what's your big 3?
So I'm a Taurus.
Taurus, what? Leo sun,
Yeah.
Taurus moon,
Yeah.
Taurus rising?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. And so it explains why I hate TV.
What do you mean? I'm a Taurus, Virgo. I love TV.
But Taurus, they just like to do stuff all the time. And so
I
I
do like
can't
TV. Yeah.
watch TV because I always need to be doing something.
You know what? Sometimes what I'll do is like when I want to get like my workout in, I'll put a laptop up with the workout video and I'll watch TV on like my regular TV. So then like I'm still like getting a workout in, but I love my trashy reality TV shows. So
I like the Martha on Netflix.
is that what you're watching right now?
I mean, those are the kind of I can get through.
Because that was gonna be my next question. What are you binge watching right now?
Yeah, so I would definitely, I was forced to binge watch Squid Games.
Oh yeah, I'm not watching that.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I mean, it was addicting.
Really?
Yeah.
I just feel like it would make my stomach hurt. I would get so nervous the entire time.
Yeah.
Like I was just talking to Joe, the guy who does all of our tech, and I was like, I was watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and sometimes I'll like look to see what the next episode is about because I'm like, God, they need to get out of this thing, but I don't want to ruin it for myself. So as long as I know they're gonna survive what's going on, then I'll be fine.
And have enough popcorn.
Yeah, totally. And then my last question: what is your go-to drink?
Think about me. Think about you, espresso. Definitely an espresso martini lately. You
Yeah, they're too
gotta,
good.
get it in both ways, the caffeine and the vodka.
Yeah, you upper and a downer.
Yeah,
if you
and then after that, we usually go for the skinny bitches,
will.
which is a vodka soda with lime,
Oh.
Tito's to be specific.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say like skinny margarita.
No, too much salt.
Yeah.
Then my lips get swelly.
Yeah, no fun. The people want to find you. Where can they find you?
So we're here in Northbrook. We're hidden away across from the Northbrook Racket Club. We're only a 25-minute drive from downtown with good traffic,
Yeah.
tons of free parking. So you can find us online on Instagram at Aesthetics Temple or on our website, www.aestheticstemple.com. We would love to pamper you and rehydrate you anytime.
Oh, wait, what's your Instagram too?
So my personal one is Skin Queen Chicago. So it's a nice mix of it all.
Is there anything else you want to leave with the crowd before we end the podcast?
Just keep being who you are. Don't be anybody else. And do the right thing. Be kind.
Thank you, Vicky, for joining us.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you to producers Madeline Mahler, marketing content coordinator who organizes, schedules, and handles our guests, provides topics, talking points, and guest bios to our hosts. And myself, Jody Guzman, technology operations assistant manager. I handle the audio and video editing, voiceovers, and tech. Kate Harper, senior digital marketing coordinator who makes all of our graphics and manages the podcast platform. Esme Uriostegui, senior social media coordinator. who makes and posts all of the clips of the podcast to our social feeds. Our music is by Ghost Score. Thank you for listening to or watching the Medical Spa Insider podcast. Please follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future episodes. For more information about the American Med Spa Association, please check our show notes or in the description below.